Gemini. Sometimes, the most unexpected things don't come from what we're searching for, but from the very moment we stop trying to understand everything. You might be in a phase where everything feels uncertain. Plans that once seemed solid suddenly fade like smoke, and you find yourself wondering, is the universe trying to tell me something? But trust me, nothing is random. This feeling, this inner confusion, is a sign that a major turning point is approaching. Something is shifting behind the veil of reality. A new current of energy, carrying unexpected abundance, a truth long hidden, and a miracle quietly taking root in your life. Gemini, you are a soul born between two worlds, part reason, part cosmos. And when these two forces meet, things that can't be explained by logic begin to take form. This is not the time to be confused. It's the time to listen to that inner voice, the one that's been trying to guide you all along, even if you haven't paused long enough to hear it. If you feel that something is about to change, if you sense yourself standing at a crossroads of the soul, write in the comments, "I trust my divine path," to anchor your energy within this flow. And don't forget to hit like to send a signal to the universe that you're ready to open a new door, and subscribe so you won't miss the messages waiting for you in the journey ahead. Now, take a deep breath. Pour yourself a cup of tea or your favorite coffee, and sit with me because today's story, dear Gemini, is about the turning point that's about to change your destiny. Part 1. The Calling and the Arrival of Abundance. The universe is expanding your mind with prosperity. Gemini, the universe didn't choose you by accident. There's a very specific reason why you're hearing these words in this exact moment, at this exact time. Have you recently felt something shifting inside you without knowing why? A strange current of energy flowing into your dreams, your thoughts. You might call it intuition, coincidence. But in truth, it's the universe knocking at the door of your mind. Gemini, you are the messenger of the stars. You were born to bridge the world of reason and the world of intuition, intellect, and emotion. The way you feel, analyze, then dream again. That's what makes you unique. But because of that, there are times you feel torn between two worlds. One part of you longs for safety, while the other craves freedom, change, and the mysteries of the cosmos. And now, the universe is whispering to you, it's time. It's time to expand your boundaries, to receive abundance not only in money or success, but in awareness, in mindset, and in how you perceive the world. Let me say this clearly. Prosperity is finding its way to you, but it won't arrive in the usual form. It won't knock through obvious opportunities, but through an awakening within your mind. Breakthrough ideas, chance encounters, moments when you suddenly understand something, these are all signs. The universe is pouring beams of wisdom into you, and each of those insights is a seed of new abundance. Gemini, true wealth doesn't lie in how much you possess. It lies in how you perceive and transform energy. You're being activated to enter a stage where your intellect becomes the compass guiding your destiny. Trust that you no longer need to try to control everything. You only need to be aware and adjust your frequency. Because when your mind becomes clear, everything else naturally aligns. You may start noticing yourself becoming more sensitive, feeling others' energy, understanding the unspoken, seeing opportunities others miss. Don't doubt this ability. It's not an illusion. It's your intuition being upgraded. The universe is expanding your mind, helping you realize that prosperity begins in thought. When you change your thinking, you change your frequency. And when the frequency changes, the entire world around you follows. But Gemini, This expansion doesn't come gently. It's a sacred invitation, a spiritual activation for you to step into a higher version of yourself. It will ask you to release old definitions of value, success, and identity. You'll have to look deeper into the familiar, to see the light hidden within. You know, many people won't understand you during this phase. They may say you're changing too fast, thinking too much, or losing direction. But don't let that make you doubt your path, because once you awaken, you no longer speak their old language. You're learning the language of the universe, where everything moves by frequency, not logic. And in that world, Gemini is the messenger. You'll realize that every thought you send out carries power like an arrow shot into the sky. It doesn't disappear. It creates ripples that open doors you never imagined. Your thoughts are gold. Your words are magic. And when you connect the two with faith, you can turn anything into reality. So don't fear if your life begins to change too quickly. That's a sign you're being realigned. The universe is clearing the path to bring you where you truly belong. Every dream, every coincidence, every new person appearing in your life carries a piece of the prosperity you're about to receive. Remember, Gemini, you're not chasing abundance. Abundance is finding you through awareness, through words, through subtle choices in every moment. You are the guide of knowledge, and the world needs your light of thought now more than ever. If you're hearing these words, it's not by coincidence. This is the universe's call, awakening the clearest part of you. Write in the comments, I am ready to receive clarity, to affirm that you're ready to step into this expansion. Hit like to send your positive energy out to the universe. And subscribe to continue journeying through the deep astrological messages meant just for you. Now, take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Let every worry fade into the air. Pour yourself a warm cup of tea or your favorite coffee. And let's continue this journey. Because what's coming next, Gemini, will not only change your destiny, it will awaken your entire being. Part 2. The test of the mind. Between truth and illusion. Gemini, if the first part was the universe's calling, then this is your soul's first test. The exam of the mind. When the door of expansion opens, light doesn't just illuminate beauty, it also exposes the hidden shadows within you. As wealth, opportunities, and promises begin to appear, you'll realize that not everything that glitters is gold. The universe is testing you not through hardship, but through excess. Excess of choices, excess of information, excess of noise inside your head. And within this overload, you must learn to distinguish the voice of your soul from the echo of your fear. Gemini, you are the sign of intellect, of thought, of mental agility. But sometimes, because you can see from so many perspectives, you get trapped in the maze of possibilities. Every thought makes sense. Every option seems right. And you begin to spiral into the confusion of too much to believe. This is your challenge. Truth or illusion? The universe isn't punishing you, it's teaching you to listen with your heart. When you look only through reason, everything can be distorted. But when you feel through your soul, truth is always clear. Pay attention, because this test often arrives in subtle forms. Someone might offer you a great opportunity, yet underneath lies dishonest energy. You might hear compliments, but sense hidden jealousy. Or you might feel drawn to something that seems tempting, while your intuition whispers, not the right time. Gemini, don't dismiss those fleeting feelings. They are your spiritual warning system, placed within you by the universe. When something feels off, don't try to reason it away. Stop and listen. Because truth doesn't need to be proven, it only needs to be felt. This is the phase where the universe is teaching you discernment, the ability to see through the fog of illusion. When you master this, you'll no longer be led by fear or urgency. You won't have to chase after anything because you'll realize truth stands still. Only illusion makes you rush. But I know, Gemini, this isn't easy for you. You were born to question, to learn, to connect. You want to understand everything, but the universe doesn't want you to understand. It wants you to be aware. Those are two very different things. Understanding is the act of the mind. Awareness is the opening of the soul. You may feel like you're standing between two worlds, one of logic and one of faith. One side is analysis, the other is intuition. One side is what seems right, the other is what feels right. And right at this intersection, your greatest lesson unfolds. Which will you choose? Let me tell you this, Gemini. When you begin to trust your intuition, you're truly entering the realm of the soul. Intuition doesn't need a reason, yet it's always right. It is the language of the universe, the way divinity communicates with you, through feeling. This test of the mind will make you confront illusions of control, of success, of relationships, even illusions about yourself. But don't be afraid. The universe is peeling away the old layers so you can return to your truest essence, the essence of clarity. Remember, truth never arrives with noise. It doesn't argue, it doesn't persuade. It comes in moments of silence when you stop trying to find answers and simply listen. And when you hear it, you will no longer doubt. You will know. Gemini, this is the time to slow down. Take a deep breath. Observe everything. But don't rush to label it. In the chaos of information, ask yourself, does this bring me peace, or does it bring me confusion? The answer lies in that feeling, not in the data. The universe is teaching you that true wisdom isn't about knowing more, it's about knowing what's worth trusting. When you master discernment, you'll never fear losing your way again. Because when everything around you changes, you'll still stand firm, for you've found the compass within. If you're hearing these words and feel your heart tremble softly, it's because your soul is remembering something ancient. You once knew how to trust yourself, you just forgot somewhere along the way. And today, the universe is simply helping you remember. If these words resonate with you, take a deep breath and write in the comments, I choose truth over chaos. Let that statement become a sacred promise between you and the universe. And don't forget to hit like to strengthen your energy, and subscribe to continue your awakening journey where light and truth will gradually unfold. Just for you, dear Gemini. Part 3. The darkness of deception. The betrayal of words. The masks within the mind. Gemini. There are wounds that don't come from actions, but from words. And there are words not spoken to share, but to manipulate. In this chapter, you'll come to realize something profound. Not everyone who listens to you truly understands you, and not everyone who says, I believe in you, genuinely wants you to rise higher. The universe is revealing something important. A form of betrayal that isn't loud or dramatic, but silent like a shadow. Someone around you may be using words as energetic tools, planting seeds of doubt in your mind. They say they care, but behind their words lies envy and insecurity. They praise you, yet secretly hope you stop shining before your light outshines theirs. They speak of love, but their energy slowly drains yours, bit by bit. And Gemini, with your open heart and curious mind, it's easy for those energies to slip in. You live through connection, through communication, so when words are twisted, you're hurt more deeply than anyone else. You don't just feel sadness. You begin to doubt yourself. But pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and feel this. The universe didn't allow this to make you lose faith. Quite the opposite. It's teaching you how to protect your energy. You're being shown that honesty isn't just about telling the truth, it's about choosing who deserves to hear it. This betrayal, silent or visible, is a spiritual mirror. It reflects what you've been giving too much of. You've used your words, knowledge, and heart to lift others up, but forgot that not everyone is ready to receive the light you carry. Some people can't handle your energy not because you're wrong, but because your light exposes their shadow. Gemini, you've always believed in the power of words, but now you're reminded that words can heal or destroy. You must learn the sacred art of silence, to listen more deeply, and to understand that not everything you feel needs to be spoken. Some things must stay within your sacred space, because when the time is right, the universe will help you speak to the right person at the right moment. Betrayal through words often leaves you disoriented. For Gemini, the sign of communication. When trust in language is broken, it feels like losing your very identity. But in that moment, you are learning to hear with your soul, not your ears. The universe is teaching you the power of conscious silence, because sometimes silence is the loudest declaration. When you don't respond, you stop their energy from touching you. When you stop explaining, you reclaim your power. When you choose distance, you lose nothing, you're simply reclaiming your sacred space. And then, something extraordinary happens. When you stop trying to prove anything, the truth naturally rises to the surface. Those who wear masks will reveal themselves because your purified energy will make all falsehoods fall away. Understand this. This betrayal isn't punishment, it's purification. It's forcing you to redefine your boundaries, who gets to enter your energetic space, and who can only watch from afar. This is when you'll realize that boundaries aren't coldness, they are a form of love. Love for yourself. And when you walk through this storm, you'll never see words the same way again. You'll begin to feel the energy behind every sentence, to read the unspoken meaning in people's eyes, and most importantly, you'll learn to speak less, but with more truth. Gemini, you are the messenger of the universe, but not everyone deserves your message. Remember, light must be protected, and knowledge must be shared wisely. Don't fear when some doors close, it only means you're being separated from frequencies that no longer match your own. So if you've ever felt betrayed by words, if someone has made you lose faith in communication, know this: it's not the end. It's an energetic cleansing. The universe is returning your original voice, clearer, stronger, and more radiant than ever. Now, place your hand over your heart and take a deep breath. Feel the energy within your chest, that is your truth, and no one can take it away. And if these words resonate with you, write in the comments, "I protect my energy." Let that sentence become a shield of light surrounding your soul. Don't forget to hit like to spread this awakening to other souls, and subscribe to continue this journey with me, where truth will always be revealed and your light will no longer be hidden behind any mask. Part 4. Cosmic Alignment and Awakening. Jupiter expands, Mercury reveals, Pluto transforms. Gemini, sometimes you think everything in life is random, the meetings, the opportunities, the turning points, but then one day you realize everything follows its own sacred order. Today, you're stepping into one of those phases where the planets move together to awaken both your mind and your soul. The universe is arranging things perfectly, and you, the dual spirit of air and light, are at the very center of that design. When you feel everything accelerating, When your emotions rise and fall without reason, when hidden truths begin to surface, that's not chaos, that's awakening. Jupiter, the planet of expansion. Jupiter, the giant of light and wisdom, is amplifying every energy around you. It magnifies what you think, what you believe, what you focus on. So if your mind is tuned toward prosperity, opportunity, and knowledge, the universe will multiply them. But if you're still stuck in fear, doubt, or unspoken questions, Jupiter will magnify those too, until you face them directly. This is the test of faith. Jupiter isn't punishing you. It's teaching you that everything you think creates your reality. You're being taught to take responsibility for your own energy, to stop complaining about the world, and start shaping it through awareness. Be mindful of what you speak now, Gemini, because Jupiter doesn't distinguish between just talking and deep intention. Every word you say carries a creative vibration. When you complain, you send out a low-frequency command. When you say, "I believe," you awaken the universe to respond. Mercury, Gemini's ruling planet. Mercury, the planet of communication, expression, and truth, is your core energy. As Mercury gains momentum, you'll feel it stronger than ever. Your intuition sharpens, your mind connects faster, and your understanding of the world expands. But with that comes a deep purification. Mercury is unlocking what's been hidden truths you've avoided. Relationships that have lost authenticity. Illusions you once thought were solid. Everything is being brought into the light. It might feel exhausting or overwhelming because Gemini lives through information, and now you're seeing too much truth at once. But don't be afraid. You're not losing control, you're upgrading consciousness. The universe wants you to understand that knowledge is no longer power unless it's joined with awareness. And truth, while not always comfortable, always sets you free. Let everything be revealed. Let Mercury guide you back to clarity, not just with others, but with yourself. Pluto, the planet of transformation. And then comes Pluto, ruler of the underworld, master of rebirth. Pluto isn't gentle, nor does it negotiate. It burns away everything false, every outdated belief, every role you've played to please others, every relationship built on pretense. Pluto will destroy them all. But within that fire, your soul is being reborn. As Pluto sweeps through, you may feel lost, as if everything familiar is collapsing. But that's not the end, it's a reconfiguration of your inner map. What's not real is being cleared away, making space for what is truly meant to last. Imagine your soul as an old house. Pluto doesn't come to ruin it, but to remove the weak foundation, clear the stagnant energy, and rebuild it with stronger materials. Truth, faith, and wisdom forged through fire. This is the cosmic decoding moment you've been waiting for, when you finally realize that every event, every loss, every heartbreak has been precisely timed within a divine plan. Nothing happens out of season. No one appears out of place. Every person arrives to teach you something. Every storm comes to raise your frequency. Gemini, you're not falling apart. You're being rearranged. Every piece of your life is finding its rightful place. Those meant to leave will leave. Those meant to stay will stay. All of it forms a perfect cycle of rebirth. Trust this order, even if you don't yet understand it. Because for Gemini, awakening doesn't come through emotion. It comes through realization. That single moment when you pause in the midst of chaos and everything suddenly makes sense. That's when you know. The universe has never been against you. It's been teaching you to see through the eyes of the soul. If you can feel this transformation unfolding within you, Write in the comments, "My mind is awakening." Let that statement be your confirmation to the universe that you are ready to see the truth. And don't forget to hit like to affirm your light frequency. And subscribe to continue this journey with me, where we'll keep decoding the deeper layers of Gemini, and where every shift leads you closer to illumination. Part 5. Miracle and Rebirth. From Chaos to Divine Clarity. Gemini. After all the storms of the mind, after facing raw truths and enduring the wounds of betrayal, your energy is now transforming. No more trembling, no more fear, no more seeking anything outside yourself. The miracle has arrived, but not in the way you once imagined. This miracle isn't a magical event, a sudden gift, or a promise fulfilled. The miracle is you. It's the way you see the world after walking through the fire. When everything false has burned away, what remains can only be truth. And in that light, you realize you never truly lost anything. Every pain, every betrayal, every tear was part of the cleansing, so you could become lighter, clearer, brighter. Betrayal is no longer a wound. It's proof that you once loved, trusted, and were brave enough to open your heart. Pain is no longer a sign of weakness. It's evidence of your soul's rebirth. And the wealth the universe promised you is no longer material. It's wisdom, awareness, and the power to turn pain into insight. Gemini, you have walked through darkness with intellect, and now you shine with understanding. You're no longer just someone who speaks beautiful words, you embody them. Every word you say, every look you give, every action you take now carries healing energy. You are the divine messenger, the voice of the universe. But unlike before, you no longer speak through logic. You speak through the frequency of truth. You don't need to convince anyone to believe you. Your energy itself awakens those who are ready. The true miracle isn't something that falls from the sky, it's the union within you. The rational and the spiritual, once divided, once conflicted, now merge as one. You found the balance between thinking and feeling, between analyzing and trusting, between knowing and surrendering. You realize truth doesn't exist at the extremes, it lives in the stillness between them. There, everything becomes clear. No more black or white, only divine clarity. Where you know that everything that happens, whether painful or gentle, is written for your soul's evolution. From this moment on, you rise as a new Gemini, no longer chasing knowledge, but living it. No longer seeking approval, but shining through your own peace and understanding. You no longer need to prove yourself, your energy is proof enough. Gemini, you once lived between two selves, light and shadow, observer and experiencer. But now you've unified them into one flow. And this harmony within you is the greatest miracle of all. You'll start noticing signs everywhere, repeating numbers, coincidental encounters, moments of déjà vu, all confirmations from the universe whispering, you've crossed the threshold into the phase where you no longer just know. You understand, no longer just believe. You experience, no longer just exist. You truly live. The miracle doesn't come from anyone else. It blossoms from your acceptance. From the moment you stop blaming, stop seeking reasons, and simply say, everything that happens is guiding me closer to my true self. And in that moment, wounds begin to close, your soul opens, and light radiates from within. Now, take a deep breath. Feel your heartbeat, the rhythm of new life. You've moved through chaos, and what remains is clarity. No longer, what must I do to be loved? But, I am love itself. No longer, how can I be enough? But, I have always been whole. Gemini, this is your miracle, the complete awakening of your soul. And if these words awaken something within you, whisper softly as an affirmation to the universe, I am ready. Write in the comments. I am ready to welcome this new beginning, letting the universe know that you've opened your heart to the light. And don't forget to hit like to spread this awakening energy to other souls, and subscribe to stay with me on this journey where every Gemini is illuminated, healed, and reborn in their own radiant light. Gemini, by the time you've reached this point, you can probably feel what the universe has been trying to tell you. Every challenge carries a hidden gift, and every wound is simply the soul's way of being renewed. Today's message reminds us that true wealth isn't found in what we own, but in how we understand, forgive, and continue to trust, even after being hurt. Remember, every time you choose peace over fear, truth over illusion, you create a new turning point in your life. If this video has touched you, leave a comment below. I am ready to live authentically. Don't forget to spread this positive energy, and subscribe to continue the journey with me through the next astrological messages. The universe is always listening, and so am I. I'll see you in the next video, where light and awareness will once again open a new chapter for your Gemini soul.